5 signs an avoidant is secretly obsessed with you and won't admit it, and how they show it differently if they're a man or a woman. Avoidants are some of the most emotionally confusing people you'll meet. They'll pull away the moment things feel too real, give you hot and cold energy, and make you question your worth. But here's the twist. Just because they act distant doesn't mean they don't care. In fact, many avoidants are secretly obsessed with the person they're pushing away. They just won't say it. Not to you, not to their friends, not even to themselves. This emotional contradiction plays out differently between avoidant men and avoidant women. Men often get more emotionally withdrawn and act detached or hyper-independent, while women might become coldly analytical or subtly controlling, all masked to protect the vulnerable emotions underneath. Let's unpack 5 deep signs that an avoidant is silently obsessed with you, even if their words and actions say the opposite. 1. They watch you constantly, but pretend not to care. Avoidants are hyper-aware of your every move. They notice what you post, who you hang out with, how your tone shifts, yet act like they couldn't care less. They'll ignore your texts but view your stories in seconds. Later, they'll bring up something you mentioned offhand weeks ago. Whether it's a male avoidant lurking silently or a female avoidant subtly referencing your emotional patterns, the obsession hides behind passive observation. 2. They react hard when you detach. When you finally match their energy and pull away, that's when they panic. Men might act cold or sarcastic. Women might throw passive-aggressive shade or go emotionally numb. Either way, when you create distance, they lose the control they rely on to feel safe. Their worst fear, being abandoned, starts to surface. You'll notice them pop up more, text indirectly, or show up in your digital space. But they won't say, "I miss you." Instead, they'll play emotional chess. 3. They remember things you forgot. This one exposes them every time. Avoidants who claim to be detached will remember your coffee order, your sibling's name, or a random dream you mentioned months ago. When a man does this, it often comes out in protective or fix-it energy. When a woman does it, she might anticipate your needs before you ask. These subtle memory reveals are proof their mind is storing emotional details while their mouth stays shut. 4. They orbit your world, but don't get too close. They're not calling you to hang out, but they're in your comment section. They're not opening up emotionally, but they're always near your energy, liking your friends' posts, joining group events, being coincidentally present. Avoidant men will often stay 1 foot out the door while staying plugged into your life. Avoidant women might hover socially or emotionally, close enough to feel involved, far enough to avoid vulnerability. 5. They sabotage things when it gets real. This is the most painful sign. The moment you start emotionally bonding, boom, they shut down. For men, this might look like ghosting, starting fights, or suddenly saying, "I need space." For women, it can show up as criticism, emotional distance, or claiming you're moving too fast. Why? Because obsession plus intimacy equals danger to their nervous system. They want you deeply, but the idea of needing you terrifies them. So they kill the connection to protect themselves. Here's the truth. Obsession is not the same as love. Just because they think about you constantly doesn't mean they're emotionally available. An avoidant who's secretly obsessed might love the idea of you, but if they're not healing or growing, you'll always feel emotionally starved, even if you're the center of their world. Men and women may show avoidant obsession differently, but the damage it causes is the same. Confusion, mixed signals, emotional exhaustion. So what do? Don't romanticize obsession. Look for consistency. Ask yourself, are they actually showing up? Or just haunting your life like a ghost who won't leave but won't stay? You deserve someone who chooses you openly, not someone who hides their feelings behind silence, sarcasm, or sudden disappearances. If any of this resonated, drop a comment below. Have you dealt with someone who was clearly obsessed but emotionally unavailable? Let's talk about it. Subscribe for more relationship psychology, emotional health, and honest dating insights.